break. I have a new contract, 4-minute density. If you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe, which you can do for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime by connecting your Amazon Prime account to a Twitch account or by getting gifted a sub. Okay, I'm hitting it right now. Or there's other methods that I can't say. Here's the 3-minute ad break now.
How it began and what you've been up to. I believe you've done hundreds of broadcasts.
Keisha, thank you for the 5. Get the subs.
Covering the Hong Kong protests and the oppression by the Chinese communists. So, Matan Even, just kind of reintroduce yourself to my audience. Tell us about your content, and then we can get into the latest wave of censorship.
So a clip of me actually went viral, I think last year in October or November. And after that clip had gone viral on Twitter, I gained a little bit of a following on Twitter. And since then, I've been making sort of daily videos, or almost daily, on how the Hong Kong police, and obviously they're associated with China, have actually been attacking innocent protesters who've done nothing wrong, how the Hong Kong police have portrayed the protesters in the face for no reason, and just other things similar to that, when it just doesn't add up. And
bro, it is fucking insane that like InfoWars is promoting a 12-year-old's YouTube page that is just straight up full of what do you call it? Just straight up full of like gore porn from the Hong Kong protests. You know what I mean? Like, this is their entire page. Like, I can't even.
It's just all people like getting fucked up in the protests.
Yeah, it's just like getting beat up, getting shot at with like
conservatives,
less than lethal.
There have been so many conservatives, like, that was a big thing, like, even in the TCOT era, in the pre-Trump era, that, like, there would be a 13-year-old or a 12-year-old who was like, I read a book about the Laffer curve, and, we should lower taxes. And they would bring them on, Todd Starnes or Rush Limbaugh and be like, we found the smartest 11-year-old ever. There are, like, 500 of those kids.
Yeah, they used to do that. They also did like the fake AOC. Remember like the kid AOC and shit? That's so odd.
The fake AOC was way weirder, I thought, than the kids who were like 12 and, were like, I read Milton Friedman.
Yeah,
the
you're
fake
like
AOC is like the parents clearly like forcing their kid to do it. That's way more sinister to me.
Yeah, you're like also making your child like a villain. You know what I mean? Like you're making your child portray the villain at such an early age. Yeah, and you're not even you're not even doing it for like enough money. Like there's no residual checks that are coming in from that.
Out of that. And like the kid doesn't, I don't know. I was a 12-year-old who, like read Robert Caro books and stuff. You can be 12 and like be into this stuff. I guess anything where you like get a kid on the Todd Starnes show and have them talk about taxes is like a bit exploitative. But
he follows me and Lud on Twitter. Oh God. I think he wants to debate me. That's what he said to Rob.
About what?
I don't know.
Hong Kong?
I don't know. But it's very odd. I mean, we can do it. You want to talk to this kid?
I don't know what he wants to debate about.
Dude, you're as an elder Jew, you need to put him on the right path.
I mean, I was arguably saying worse things when I was 12 online.
Debate the 15-year-old.
Very arguably.
It's
I was not as well known, but is he like
I was not as well known.
No, I was not a well-known figure at 12 or 15. The internet had not consolidated yet in the 2000s.
I think he's just a politics frog. I mean, maybe.
It could be. Could be just like,
really into politics. It's just like
I was one of those kids.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Joe Biden, Donald Trump, and some other things about the U.S. presidency, and just how the U.S. is doing in terms of governmental things, and how Trump was recently acquitted, and I'll talk about that more later. This is the extended part, so I'm going to be talking about stuff like that, and then after I will be talking about more stuff that was not included in the Twitter video. Make sure to subscribe to watch other future videos uploaded on this channel, but besides that, let's get into the Twitter video. Okay, and while this series is actually about talking about Biden and how he is doing with his presidency, a lot of the news in the past day or so has been about Donald Trump and his impeachment trial.
I mean, there's something very weird about Trump was actually
being this into politics at that age.
No, well, yeah, but I was. But I mean, no, not that as much. I mean, like that can just happen. Like if you have a family that likes politics, you can get into it at a young age, especially like, if everyone has phones now and computers. I mean like the 1.6 thousand people that watch this in private. That's the really weird thing.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Someone who's like getting their news this way is like the weirdest person that's ever lived. If someone's like, wait, I don't know what I think about the Donald Trump like classified documents.
Yeah, let's hear from a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
No, this is like he's 12 here, or I guess it's a year ago, so I guess he's technically 14.
Yeah, if someone's like, I don't know what I think yet, I have to watch Matan Even. That's how I get all my news. That is the weirdest fucking person in the world.
I don't know what my feelings are on a particular subject before I hear from Matan.
Walking away from the water cooler at work. I haven't watched the Matan video on it yet.
Anyway, look, ultimately, like, I don't know what his worldview is, but like, it's not going to be well defined at the age of 12. Okay,
you don't know anything when you're 12.
Yeah, it's fine.
Even if you know a lot of,
I didn't know anything when I was 20.
Events, you just, I don't know. Your empathy isn't quite developed at 12. You don't have the experience in the world. You can, again, like, I knew a lot of facts when I was that age just from reading books, but I didn't really understand things that well.
Yeah, I think he was just like faking an accent, by the way. I don't think he was like actually, that's his real accent.
If I recall correctly, that picture right there was you at the Clippers game, and that was the viral clip when you did the bait and switch. You pulled up the Free Hong Kong t-shirt. They cut away immediately. I'm sure you're now aware that they're banning anything Free Hong Kong oriented on NBA customizable jerseys. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I have. You actually can't write Free Hong Kong on the NBA jerseys. I think I don't remember what, but I know there was a lot of stuff that obviously shouldn't be allowed on the jerseys. That is allowed.
I like the idea of, I like the idea of freeing Hong Kong by writing that on an NBA.
Big Time story about that a few years ago. A New York Times story about that. It's so funny to...
He's on YouTube Kids, but also on band.com.
Yeah.
Where, the #1 broadcast for child predation. Band.com, Infowars.com.
It's so funny for Owen Shroyer to be interviewing a 12-year-old. Because it's like every question he asks him, it's like, the same thing when a teacher asks you a question when you're that age. You just sort of repeat it back to them. You repeat their setup to the question. I don't know. I want to know what like Owen is thinking while he does this. Is he thinking like, this is a great segment?
Yeah.
But for some reason...
Inspired other people aside from me. But isn't it amazing how we were so ahead of this curve? I mean, you as a young man, what are you, like 14 or 15 now?
Oh, yeah, I'm only 13.
13? You're so wise for your age. Good for you. I'm sure your parents are proud. But how someone that is a young, understands things, and is so ahead of the curve. I mean, we saw the Chinese censorship and the Chinese running of the NBA almost a year ago now. And now it's just totally proven. You can't put things on NBA jerseys.
Totally
you can't do
proven.
any sort of even a silent protest at NBA games anymore. They enforce anything the Chinese want them to, whether it's a BLM deal on the T-shirt or a kneel during the anthem. I mean, isn't it incredible to watch the once great NBA now totally run by the Chinese communists?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of sad because I'm a big fan of
the Imam of Peace follows him, dude.
Oh, what a throwback.
Oh, my
the
God.
The Imam of Peace is...
Is he back? I feel like all the fucking grossest losers are back on Twitter now.
He's probably back, but it's like, I don't know what the Imam of Peace's constituency is now.
Yeah.
That was like a very pre-Trump type thing.
Yeah, that was like Obama loves the Muslims because he's a secret Muslim era.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
We got a real Muslim to call out terrorism.
Yeah. Now you got Sunni Muslims like running for fucking Senate.
Yeah, and Imam of Peace is Shia, if I remember correctly.
Well, yeah, he's like anti-Muslim Shia.
Yeah, he's just like, I don't know. He is another like very T-Coddy figure. Sort of in the vein of like the libs are the real racists. I don't really think that has much purchase nowadays.
NBA, which is part of the reason I was obviously at the game and I got to the game. I had season tickets at the time and I really enjoyed it, but it was just worse and worse as more and more people obviously knew about the Hong Kong movement and more people wanted to do something similar to what I did. You actually couldn't anymore and they would kick you out. Well, not kick you out, but they would probably tell you not to or move the camera away. Or just try to avoid it at any cost, because even in the future, after that clip, I had got on the screen again. But obviously, the second I got on the screen and showed the Hong Kong shirt, they moved it immediately. And obviously, they kind of look at you like, why would you do that when you're just trying to support a freedom movement of people in Asia who are being controlled by obviously Chinese, the government, Chinese government, and these people don't want to. But I mean, the NBA
But
obviously supports the Chinese government.
Well, yeah,
From
the
when
NBA
La
wants
China
that
was
Chinese
at the
money.
Heat.
You know that.
Yeah,
That's
which
all they
was a
want is
while
that
ago.
Chinese money. So tell people, though, again, you do almost daily broadcasts. I guess it's maybe not every day, but you try to do a daily broadcast updating on people on the situation in Hong Kong. So what is the latest from Hong Kong? And then what was the video or whatever that they decided, I think it was Twitter decided they were going to remove and censor your account or suspend your account now?
No, it wasn't Twitter, but YouTube recently actually went on my playlist of videos. Obviously, people who are my age can't watch it now because it'll just give you that warning. As you can see on the screen right now, it says it's inappropriate or offensive to some audiences. And I can see why they would say that, but I do obviously make it so you can't look at the blood because I've had like 10 videos taken down for false reports of blood. So I
YouTube is now sadly age restricted my entire playlist of Hong Kong police brutality videos. Well, yeah.
I mean, they are like people getting brutalized.
Yeah, what the
That
fuck? You're
sort
like a
of stuff,
12-year-old showing, police brutality videos with like gore in it. Obviously, YouTube is like putting you on YouTube Kids so you don't get like pedophiles in your fucking comment section. And then secondly, there's like police brutality all over those videos. What the fuck?
Whenever someone like gets beaten and bloodied, you do have to like, even when you are signed into YouTube, you have to click an extra thing where it's like, okay, I know there's disturbing stuff here.
Yeah.
keep, censoring it, even though
Yeah, you even go and you try to walk in the lanes that they tell you to. You don't put up violent, bloody scenes. You'll censor them. You've gone through all these lengths. So obviously you're effective, but I think to me this is the first sign that they really want to permanently ban you because your work is effective. So did they ever send you a message other than, hey,
I'm sorry, that's an insane thing to say to a 12-year-old. Your work is effective.
How is Hong Kong free now?
Like, what happened?
What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
This is bloody, so it's age restricted, or did they just put this up and now with no message?
There's a cold brew with oat milk actually. If you want that, do you fuck with oat milk?
In the past, like multiple of my videos,
this is the
had
best
actually
cold
just been
brew you'll
removed,
ever
not
have.
even age
It's
restricted.
probably in the fridge.
And
My
when
mom
that
got
happened, I got no message for. They did nothing.
Groyper son or Minecraft or daughter? Minecraft or daughter? What the fuck kind of question is that? 100%. Be nice. He's a fellow band person. No, I am being nice. He's like, I don't like the kid is whatever. You know what I mean? It's like it's fine. It's funny. I'm sure he has a lot of interesting perspectives or whatever. But I can't get over fucking Owen Shroyer being like so horny to cut content with like a 12-year-old. He's like, wow, you're really leading the charge here. Like you're changing people's minds so easily. Like that's crazy.
They didn't even tell me that it had been.
Guys, I will always prefer instead of a Groyper son, I will prefer a Swiftie daughter. I don't give a shit, okay? A Groyper son is getting disowned.
Taken away. So, I mean, I could do nothing about it until I had.
You're so much more charitable to this kid than me. Lamau, Chad is tripping. Yeah, I mean, he's a kid.
Just
I
realizing
get
what's
it.
going on and seeing the video was taken down.
I don't even know if he's a Groyper. I think he's just more so.
I assume that you can see this. I mean, you can't put up police brutality in Hong Kong, but if you're in America and a Black Lives Matter person or anybody for that matter, you can upload footage all day of quote unquote police brutality when they're just trying to stop mob rioting in the streets. And that's okay. No age restrictions on any of that. I never saw an age restriction on the George Floyd death video. But you get
What? Why? Dude, it's such a gross thing to do to like use a little kid for your fucking own like personal agenda. Especially your own personal agenda being like very weirdly right-wing shit. You're just, one, he's already lying on the facts front, I guess. Not to be that guy, but it's like literally lying much, okay? But also on top of that, like, you're just using this as an opportunity to be like, yeah, YouTube is not age restricting the George Floyd protest. Like, oh my God.
You get an age restriction when you just simply talk about the oppression of the people in Hong Kong.
Yeah, I mean, I actually obviously show the video of the people getting attacked by the Hong Kong police, but it's not like I'm showing a video of people just dying. I've once showed a video of somebody getting shot. Obviously, it wasn't a video of them laying on the ground with blood. It was them running, and I don't even know if it was a real gun, but obviously that video had some problems. There were other videos where I didn't show blood, but my guess is that a lot of people probably don't like my videos since it's semi-controversial, and a lot of people obviously in China wouldn't like it because I'm supporting Hong Kong and not China. And if they support the Chinese government, They're gonna
Is
try
he
to
saying
false
he
flag my
didn't show
videos, which
blood?
is probably
We
gonna get taken down.
saw blood in the.
I mean, it was in the thumbnails.
At 13
but
years
whatever.
old, you're already on a
keep
Chi-Com
watching, I
list
gotta
for
pee real
censorship. So give yourself a little pat on the back. That's good for you, man. That's good for you. That's really what this is. You could upload police brutality all day long as long as it's an American cop. But if it's anything negative against China, YouTube and Google is going to come.
I just like speaking for myself as a broadcaster, not as big a broadcaster as Owen Shroyer. I don't think I would feel good doing this. I can't imagine I would, but he seems pretty into it. Let's go.
Hit you with the ban hammer and the censorship hammer. And I think this is a sign that they really just want to take your channel out altogether. But what is currently happening in China and Hong Kong? Because we know that the Chinese are moving into the South China Sea. We know that they've been moving into Hong Kong, repressing freedoms there and in Taiwan. What is the latest in Hong Kong?
Sucks so much for InfoWars.
So obviously, since the coronavirus happened, a lot of the protests had to stop. And the protests are starting to come back up. Obviously, more cases of the coronavirus.
I can hear this on CNN. I don't fucking care.
The protests are happening and more people are going close to each other. But the protests are starting to go up again. I remember the Chinese actually went up with a bill that is going to try, I think, censor people and also make it so you can't protest. And if you do protest, you can actually get life in jail, which is very bad, obviously, because now you're just going out on the streets and protesting for what you believe in.
You know what I mean?
And in their case scenario, they're just
InfoWars used to be like,
for their rights
David D's type shit. Now it's
their own country that they don't want stolen.
Terrible.
And then the Chinese government obviously doesn't want that, and now they're going to put them in jail for life, which is obviously not good.
And it just is another complete double standard exposed of the current left in America. I mean, these guys go out and riot and rob and loot and burn and pillage, and they don't even spend a night in jail because they own the attorney generals, they own the judges and everything, but with the Democrats. In China, you're saying that now in Hong Kong, if you get caught protesting, jail for life, no questions asked.
Well, not necessarily. You might not get jail for life, but it is one of the punishments they've actually said might happen. Which them just saying it is obviously them trying to discourage people.
Which is literally a peaceful protest will land you in jail, not even, rioting or anything.
Why would you do like Heritage Foundation broadcasting like this?
Because it's obviously hard.
It's a crime against good broadcasting.
How did he get this into the Chinese Hong Kong protests? Like, I don't understand. Like, how does one find themselves this into like what's going on in Hong Kong? Like, I don't understand.
You mean the kid or Owen Shroyer?
No, the kid.
Well, the kid, I think that makes sense because like, I don't know. When I was like 13, 14, it was really exciting to get wrapped up in like big campaigns online. Like, you remember
Coney?
What? Coney was a little bit after.
I mean, it was after our time, but like maybe kids got into it. Is what I'm saying.
Well, like the Scientology stuff.
Well, kids did get into it.
Yeah.
Like when they became, when they were working with Coney.
Yeah, right.
He was an entrepreneur.
What is he doing now, Coney?
Oh, I don't know. Probably fucking, I don't know, still attacking schools and shit. What happened to him?
He fell off. But my point is, like, campaigns like this are exciting when you're like a politically inclined kid online because you do feel like you're a part of something. You feel like you're fighting for something. You feel like you're. The most exciting thing is when you feel like your posts are making like an actual effect on the world, even if they're not. So I don't think that's that weird for him to get wrapped up in this because, like we had the Scientology shit at our time, or we had like, before that in like 2004, like internet atheism. There's all these like types of things that like maybe are actually much more cloistered than we realized at the time, but it feels exciting because we feel like we're at the forefront of a movement. It is not as weird as Owen Shroyer like interviewing a child.
Yeah. Oh no. 100%.
That is the weirdest shit I've ever
100%. Yeah. Absolutely.
People at one point at one protest going out.
And by the way, just real quick, the Hong Kong people, do they ever burn their own buildings or destroy businesses or anything like that?
Yes.
He fucking like.
He's like asking a 12-year-old about like right-wing talking points. He's trying to cut right-wing agitprop with a 12-year-old. And also, they did that. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, it happens in like,
dude. Literally look at this, dude. This is like 3 seconds before he asked the kid that question.
I love the subtext of that though, because it's like, well, they're civilized. They would never burn a police station.
Yeah.
or anything like that?
I don't know. I mean, I've seen obviously some buildings on fire, but I couldn't tell you if it was the police.
Okay, it seems more of like that's what they do in America. All right, we'll be right back, folks.
It's like I couldn't get what I wanted from you, kid.
And he does what the NBA, what they just like shit on the NBA for. He goes to commercial after the kid like disproves his whole stupid point. When the kid's like, yeah,
all right, ladies and gentlemen, Matan Even is with us.
We're gonna advertise nootropics
is
now.
Courageous enough to do it. He's courageous. It's like,
This is
are
really
you
good.
in high school yet?
Told you. That shit's gas.
No, I'm only in middle school.
Okay, but I guess you're.
Are you in high school yet, bro? He's 12, dog. He's 12. What the fuck are you saying?
Well, okay.
Probably what, like 17th
no offense
grade?
to my boys,
I'm in
the
8th grade.
Hudsons,
So
the
I'm-
smartest homeschoolers I've ever met, most worldly.
To be
most
fair, they do
educated.
shit on homeschooling.
They do shit on homeschooling.
Yeah.
And they're exceptions to the rule. Owen Shroyer, incredibly homeschool vibes.
Oh, 100%.
Incredibly super homeschool vibes.
Yeah, homeschooling is weird.
It's
you
not
can't
good,
say that
man.
on Twitch though, because like 90% of my audience could be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah,
I'm homeschooled.
No, yeah,
And it shows, motherfucker.
I know, look, Chad. I know kids, well now adults who are homeschooled. They're incredibly smart people, but you know they also traveled the world. They learned a lot on their own. They're good people. I don't know. It doesn't prevent you from being an interesting person, but I don't think it's the most optimal path. I would never homeschool my kids.
Yeah, no
that
shot.
Seems miserable.
No shot.
I don't
I'm
want to
thinking
chaperone my
like-
kid at the
So I
prom in
wanna-
the living room. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, no. You're just like you're stunting the social development of
No.
your child aggressively with that move.
No.
What the fuck is this? ML Genius. Thank you for the 5. Get the subs, by the way.
I want to kind of just pick your brain a little bit. What it's like for you right now with the COVID stuff going on. I guess you live in California, correct?
Yeah, I live in California.
Okay, so here's what I want to ask, because I remember there's a couple things I want to try to pick your brain about here. One,
Pick
when
your
I
brain.
was growing up, whether it was
A normal
grade
thing to
school
say
or
to
high
a
school,
12-year-old as an adult.
one of the reasons that I liked sports and I mean really loved sports, played sports, covered sports. I was writing for the student paper and doing videos and stuff on sports even my freshman year in high school, and it was because it separated me from politics. It separated me from politics. It was fun. Even when I debated sports or, the Cubs, Cardinals, all this stuff, it was always
He's, like,
fun.
in
It was always
therapy
cordial.
now.
It was something that was non-political.
He's literally
it was
talking
none
to
of the
this kid
BS,
like he's a
the
better health
bureaucratic
therapist.
government politics. I didn't want to do any of
You
that.
know, I always wanted to get away from politics.
Is sports
And I
still
work in
like
it
that?
now, and I don't know if I'm fulfilled.
Yeah, he's just
Talking to a
he's
baby.
boring him. He's boring him. He's got fucking bro. He's
don't
got
know if I
the
can be-
Supreme headband on. Talk to him about fun shit, dude. What the
Talk
fuck?
to him about Yeet. You're like, he's literally, this is therapy for Owen Shroyer. He's like,
Yeah.
I feel like I can't be intimate with a woman when I'm involved in politics.
He's about to
I
be
get
like,
on
bro,
and I
I'm
fight every
12.
day."
I'm 12 years old. I don't know if you noticed this, but I'm 12 years old. I got fucking R3D2 or whatever the fuck in the background of my
For a
room.
kid,
Matan, I want
has
to tell
sports
you
been
something.
politicized
I never heard
so
my
much-
dad say that I was good at anything. Matan's just like, what are you talking about?
to take action.
Well, that's life in colonial Williamsburg, dude. That's how it works when you're Owen Shroyer. He's just, I was always churning butter with the ladies at the fucking at the barn.
Matan, I put on a leather jacket and I take on an alter ego. I pretend to be someone else. I pretend to be a guy who's the quarterback of the football team. I wish I could, like Obama talks about, dated a bisexual in college. But I'll never get that opportunity. I feel like I can't be my true self with a woman.
Yeah,
I feel like I look for my mother. in
that's
every
how that's
woman.
that's how you become an InfoWars broadcaster.
to the point now where children can't even enjoy it or watch it without getting involved in the politics of it. Have you noticed that? Or
But what do you mean? You have him on because of the politics in sports. Like,
yeah.
What? Now you're talking. I don't even understand.
That is
Like,
my favorite thing about
he's-
these guys. Like, they're just like, they're always tilting against like the politicization of everything. But it's like, that's you did that.
You just-
ruined your life.
Yeah.
You elected to be the sickest thing. You entered the domain of the sicko, being an American who is engaged politically. It is the unhappiest, sickest domain. And now you're like, they're fucking ruining sports with politics. I remember last time I was happy when I was running for the school paper. And there wasn't politics.
How come they don't say take politics out of the fucking game? It's only for BLM, but not when it's like free Hong Kong. You know what I mean? Like you're celebrating him for doing it, which is politics in sports, I guess.
Or for that, I mean, it's like, I don't know, just the idea that it's a recent thing. They've always been intertwined. It's a very basic point, but like leaders have always ingratiated themselves with athletes. They're constantly linked. And his counterpoint, his counterexample is when he was in high school and I guess like intramural sports weren't politicized.
Let's see what he says.
Is there still that kind of untouchability of sports where it's above the political fray?
Well, obviously, it's not completely above it because, as you saw what happened with Hong Kong. I mean, even I was a part of that when I...
This is my favorite type of chatter. Supreme is part of the Carlyle Group, which is a conglomerate that also makes Typhoon fighter jets. Saudis have been using it on the Yemeni people. And also, Carlyle is linked to tear gas.
Yeah, it's a private equity group. They're invested in the most evil things that have ever existed, of course.
Do you think the 12-year-old knows that? That's why he's wearing Supreme chatter? Or are you just like bringing that up? I don't understand.
I think he's bringing it up. I mean... I don't know. Shout out to that chatter for learning about private equity, one of the most evil things in the world.
I mean,
I don't think he's doing that on purpose. though. I do not think he is. The Carlyle Group used to come up a lot more on InfoWars.
Yeah, but like now they agree with a lot of this stuff.
They agree with everything.
Alex Jones is such a fucking like
just boring regular Republican.
Aside from like, you know, his antics and like being an entertaining person, he is so ride or die for like, I mean, he's basically a fucking rhino at this point. Like he's one step removed from like saying Trump is bad and DeSantis is going to save us.
When he endorsed DeSantis and then took it back, that was the most depressing thing
Yeah.
because it's like, dude, this is the guy who would get on and talk about GMOs and fucking David D shit and, you know, jackbooted government thugs coming to your school to, you know, force the human papillomavirus vaccine on you.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, oh, I think DeSantis could really, you know, cut taxes. He's just like the same as any other fucking shady.
Yeah, what the
Republican.
fuck happened?
It's such a waste. It's like, dude, you're banned from YouTube.
He doesn't even.
Why are you acting normal?
Yeah, well, he doesn't even talk about how Obama smells like sulfur anymore that much. Like he brought up zero of those talking points alongside Kanye. He was just like, hey Kanye, don't be that anti-Semitic. Be anti-Semitic in the normal way. Come on, please. There's a Jewish mafia, but like not in the way that you're claiming there is. You know?
I know a lot of great Jews in Israel. Like,
yeah,
it's just fucking boring.
Yeah,
it's sad. It's a waste of an amazing broadcast talent.
Yeah, I know. It's like fucked up.
Do you remember the broadcast? Remember when Trump like bombed that one airfield in Syria? And
yeah, the mother of all bombs.
No, that was in Afghanistan.
Oh, that wasn't
Afghanistan.
Afghanistan.
Was in Afghanistan. He bombed Syria because there was that like, you know, they claimed that the Syrian government had committed chemical attacks. Blah blah blah. Not reopening that whole can of worms, but.
You're about to get, oh my God, you're about to get the most excitable Syrian civil war Andes in the chat on both sides.
Yeah. I'm like that guy, James Goldstein, the guy who's just a fan of the NBA. That's all conflicts.
Yeah.
But Jones had a big show when that happened where he was like, I'm betrayed by Trump. He was listening to Jared. He was listening to all the globalists in his cabinet. And now it's just, he'll do that. He'll have like a flare up where you'll see like the old Alex, but he just reverts to being a boring Republican.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Like, you know, people always talk about how Trump brought the crazies in, but it's more that he made the crazies boring. He turned the crazies into boring Republicans more than anything.
Yeah. In a weird way, he normalized too much of the crazy, but also he made like the actual interesting crazy people come across normal now. It's messed up.
This is interesting.
I actually held up the T-shirt.
Oh, we're going to talk about that in a second.
When they're now going themselves and banning.
And I'll bring in the Aussies as well. They're literally, by the way, they're big fans of you.
Oh.
Yeah. So they've just been like sitting outside waiting to come in.
Are they?
No, they are. They listen to
That's
you
fine.
guys all the time. I mean, I listen to you guys too. It's like one of the few podcasts I still listen to is like you and Truan on.
I take part in the HasanAbi Industrial Clips Complex.
Well, you are
when I play COD, when I'm getting my gold guns.
Yeah.
You
have that
watch the
playing in the
official
background?
channel. I do. I have
Oh
two
hell yeah!
monitors.
Well, it's you know, you're also a multiple time award winning guest. You know, you're everybody. No, Cumtown. I don't really listen to Cumtown as much anymore.
I think what they are doing now with the Adam.
Yeah, I
Friedman
haven't
show,
seen it since the revamp at all. But I mean, I have no issue with it or anything. It's not like they're problematic or whatever. I don't. It's not that.
In my opinion, the Adam Friedland show, what they've done is like one of the most interesting and cool and funny, like creative things anyone has done with the format in a really long time. I think it's fucking incredible.
The worst thing that Cumtown has ever done, or the Adam Friedland show now has ever done, is create like the most annoying copycats that want to be exactly like them, but they like can't really get that magic sauce because they're just not like as entertaining and uniquely funny as like Nick is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they just like, they're like the most annoying, like fucking irony poison dudes who are just like, they're just right wing. You know, I don't know how to describe it. They just turn into like old reactionary dads.
I think a lot of it, I don't know. I think like it's been interesting to watch because, you know, we started at the same time. We were living in the same apartment, you know, when it started. Like the first premium episode of Cumtown was recorded in our living room when me, Amber, and Nick lived together. But it's been interesting to watch, you know, both fan bases, because I always think like the weirdest and most disconcerting Choppa fans are where we are the only thing they listen to, or the only podcast that they listen to, the only one. They won't listen to any other ones. With Cumtown, same thing. Because I think when, in any event, when any show is the only thing that someone listens to, it's not that they like it so much. It's that they see it as like a roadmap for like a type of person they can be.
Yeah.
It's beyond just being a fan of something. I think with like, you know, I think it's a very small percentage of both that are like that insane. But people who try to imitate their formula, as you said, I think it's just they see that like they're incredibly successful and people really like them, and it's like this incredibly funny show, and that they can like they push the limit of things.
You're calling out my chat right now for also doing that for me as well, but you know.
Well, just the time investment in Twitch, it's hard to watch a ton of other channels.
Yeah.
But they see like how, you know, they're able to be so beloved while pushing the line so much, and they go, well, you know, I can do that. I can say offensive
but you can't.
things, and they don't realize that there's like humor there, there's friendship, there's all this shit that they're not doing.
If you look, cutting edgy content is going back to my age-old fucking accent argument, okay? If you're going to do an accent from a country, from a nationality that has like otherwise been subject to like, you know, colonial imperialist exploitation, you know what I mean? That's been like undermined by the Western world, then you have to be really good, okay? That's it. That's the bar. If you want to do an accent, you have to be really fucking good at it. If you want to do it like a Nigerian accent, you have to be really fucking good at it. And even then, it's going to be tricky, okay? People are still going to yell at you.
Yeah.
If you're not good at it, it's not going to come across as funny, and it's going to be incredibly fucking racist. So don't even try it. That is the rule, okay?
I will say this just broadly on the idea of like, you know, offensive jokes.
Same goes for offensive jokes as well.
This is beyond like, you know, our show or their show or any specific show. I've been on all sides of it, kind of. I've been on the side of like, you know, oh, I think everyone complaining about this is wrong, and I've been on the side of like I'm being like unfairly scrutinized for shit I say, and just only thinking about that. And I've been on the side of like trying to tailor my output to not get criticized by that. Just by virtue of how young I was when I started, I've found that like the best way to go about it is just like, you know, if you're gonna get criticized for like anything.
Yeah,
and
no matter what happens.
You are also, there are some things you're obviously going to get criticized more seriously for. But the best way to react to it is just to do, I don't know, what you in your heart, is defensible, or not even defensible, what is like, you wouldn't second guess yourself doing. And instead of like hyper focusing on the criticism or whatever, just keep making things that people like, which is easier said than done, but that is the happy medium I found after many years of doing it.
It's hard to be funny. It is super hard to be funny, and even if you are a funny person, it's super hard to be funny in a consistent manner. And if you can't do it, a lot of people use like edgy humor as a crutch. We all know it. We've all wanted to be funny at a certain point, who amongst us has not made a joke that is deemed offensive or inappropriate? I'm sure plenty of people have, and you probably don't even fucking recognize that you've done it, even if you have. But if it fails, then all of a sudden it makes you look like a fucking asshole. It is what it is. You just gotta, try again, but be funny next time. That's it.
The other thing is...
Or you become Steven Crowder, and that's the worst thing to become.
The nice thing about like online stuff, the good and bad thing about it, it's very ephemeral. No one remembers a month later.
That's
it's
true.
A very "what have you done for me lately" type business.
I mean, unless you have like a designated a group of like steady hate watchers that fucking write essays under every single one of your tweets about like how much of a bad person you are or whatever.
I do. I have those, but I don't know. Some people who do that are like, they lose the ability to communicate with normal people.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, they live like deeply, deeply sad lives, for sure.
I don't think anyone should only like the people who like listen to me and read everything I post to try to like find something to get me in trouble. I think like if you only consumed my content, it would drive you insane. I think that would be bad for anyone.
True. How do you like you like the fancy soda?
This is terrific.
It's so good, right?
It's a sparkling. I thought it was a seltzer, so I grabbed it, but it's a sparkling tonic.
Yeah, it has like a little bit of sweet in it. It's only 35 calories.
I'm gonna get some.
Not an ad.
Terrific.
But yeah. People are divided on how much forgiveness we should extend to people who make off-color jokes. Reasonably, people say some. It's loud Puritans on either side who say all or none. Yeah, who cares? Those guys suck.
I think even the idea of like forgiveness, like in terms of like forgiveness or like justifiable, I think it, in some cases, it assigns too much weight to something that I think is just, very subjective, whether you think something is okay or not, whether it's when it's in pursuit of comedy, I don't know.
Okay, so as far as I think we've covered the Owen Shroyer interview enough. We've covered the background of this person enough. What was I gonna say? I mean, he's still like, an old man was pushed to the ground recently. This old man happened to be an Asian American, was treated horrifically due to this fact. The hate crimes towards Asian Americans are rising and needs to stop. Stop Asian hate. He's just like posting CCTV videos about Asian hate.
No, he more is just like he's on like all the trends all the time.
Yeah,
like
he's just
Stop Asian Hate was the thing. He's posting about that when Hong Kong's the thing, which makes sense. A lot of people are like
that. But there was I believe there was a interview that he conducted as well with Jason Schreier, right? Anyway, Shroyer through another YouTube channel, Savage Facts. Shroyer picks this up and says, even is a prime example of a young person who discovers InfoWars online and is spreading his ideology. I don't think this kid's like doing that.
No, yeah. I think
he's just a Redditor, which, by the way, I am 100% in support of our dear leader Xi Jinping with respect to how to deal with children on the internet. I think,
I don't know. Yeah, I feel like the problem more than anything is phones, not necessarily like the internet. I feel like if it was you have your desktop computer and that's when you get online, I don't know. I feel like we'd have way less social atomization, way less poor social effects. I think phones are really, really the point in here.
Yeah, even trolling answers to questions about the meaning behind his comment about Bill Clinton being his rabbi and denied ever being a fan of InfoWars. I never was an avid viewer, nor am I now. He called Clinton a true inspiration, especially in the gaming space.
Okay,
that's good.
He's fucking with them. He's completely fucking with them.
And he said he has a lot of good teachings and that he could think of a better way to address him. He couldn't think. It's difficult to square Even's comments with his long, detailed answers to Shroyer about being a longtime fan of InfoWars. The Game Awards did not immediately respond to comments. Wait, so what did Jason say? Jason wrote an article, right? Did he write a Bloomberg article on him or no? We're going to get to like tech surveillance shit like that. Hold on.
I think he's having a laugh by saying that Bill Clinton has a lot of teachings that are even applicable in the gaming space.
Yeah. He hasn't wrote it. Oh, Forbes talked to him. So who was the Game Awards Elden Ring Bill Clinton kid? Okay. Of course, and he said he got the not tied to Hong Kong, but it's more trolling because Keeley, okay, update. All right, I've been talking to him. Still feel like he's trolling. Here's what I've been able to extract. He said he could talk about being arrested. He bought a ticket from AXS and made sure he was sitting decently close to the stage. He says Bill Clinton is his hero, and he didn't know who better to dedicate the award to win in that moment. He's not being serious. Yeah. He said he did not make a statement about Hong Kong as he has in the past because it wasn't the right moment, but he still stands with the people there.
All right.
He's like, I haven't forgotten about Hong Kong. Don't worry, guys.
That's good. He's learning time and place.
He did play Elden Ring and said it was good, but apparently stopped at the Tree Sentinel, so immediately... Why is Forbes? Forbes is owning this.
They're being really mean to him. They're saying he's not a true FromSoft
fucking
gamer.
Loser. Imagine fucking stopping at the Tree Sentinel, dude. God damn.
You barely got out of the tutorial.
He got filtered at the Tree Sentinel. What a fucking loser. Don't you know you can pass by him? He says he doesn't think he ruined Miyazaki's big moment because he purposely waited until he was done speaking to make his own statement. He's not fully explaining the Reformed Orthodox Rabbi Bill Clinton comment in a way I understand. I think he's just like tied words together.
Yeah, no, I think that was like two bits that ran into each other when he got nervous. And I think like he claims he is Jewish himself. I think he absolutely is Jewish because
what do you mean?
he spoke Hebrew
what do you
to
mean
that other reporter.
Yeah, he's not claiming to be Jewish. He's definitely Jewish.
No 15-year-old who's not Jewish.
He's wearing a Tel Aviv North Face.
Tel Aviv North Face, speaks Hebrew. You can't just like learn Hebrew on Babelfish. I'm sorry.
Also,
you
his
need
name
to go to fucking Hebrew school.
Isn't his name Jewish too? Like, Matan, right?
Yeah. No, this is, he